So we're going to make a cute little textured dish today, and this one's a circle, but you can do any kind of shape. You can do squares, you can do cookie cutter shapes, but probably something that's gonna work for whatever you want. So this is about a half a pound of clay. I'm gonna roll it out to 1/4 of an inch. For this project, it's really fun to put in textures. So make sure you look on the material shelf. You could press doilies into it. You could use stamps. You could use some of our textured rolling pins. Today I'm going to use stamps just to show you this super fun, easy, simple project. Okay, so I bought my clay. It's about 1/4 of an inch. I see a little bit of like texture lines here, so I'm going to go ahead and use my yellow rib. Whatever rib you have works fine. I like to get mine wet before I do it. Just kind of smooth it out. Get any of those lines out. It helps compress the clay too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip it and do both sides for fun. So I'm going to use a heart cookie cutter today. You could like cut out something organic. You could cut out a perfect circle. Again, that's completely up to you. When I'm making pieces where I'm using a template, I usually like to kind of make a mark where I'm going to put my texture. So I'm not putting this cookie cutter all the way through. I'm just making the line so I know where I'm going to be cutting it. I'm going to go ahead and start adding my texture, and that's just so I know where I'm putting it. And I kind of want to like do a line all the way through with the circles, and I'm going over the edge, and that's okay. And then I want this paisley print on the edge over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my circle up here too. Okay, so you see like the clay has moved a lot just from putting those impressions. So that's why it's good to kind of work within your template. So I'm going to go ahead and press. Put the extra clay away. We want this to be a little bit stiffer before we do the next step. But we're gonna rush it this time just to show you, like, to know when it's like ready. You'll like lift it up and it'll kind of stay. It'll be a little bit kind of like taffy, I guess would be the texture. This will still work though. Sometimes your clay will be a little wet and you'll have to put some cornstarch on top so the texture will stay. We do have cornstarch in the studio too. They're like in a little sock, and then you would just put it on before you do your stamps. I decided that I want to put feet on the bottom of mine, so I'm going to go ahead and make a couple little balls. So I'm rolling a quill. About the same width all the way through. I'm going to cut the ends off though. I'm going to do 3 feet. So 3 little balls I'm going to make. They're all about the same size. And then I'm going to turn these into balls. Set them aside. Then I'm going to use a piece of foam. Again, look on the materials shelf and you'll find a little foam board. And this is called an anvil, and I use this to press the clay in to form that trinket dish. We also have GR pottery forms, like, so you could cut out a square and then you could press it like this and then make that shape as well. Look for a video on the GR pottery forms in the in the YouTube video as we grow our library. Okay, so I'm going to put my heart here. I'm going to center it with the able, and then I'm going to press. And then, as you can see, I could leave it just like this, and it's a little heart concave dish. But since it's wet, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on here for a minute. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my feet. So I know I want to put one right here. And then probably right here and right here. So I'm making my marks where I'm going to be putting my feet and doing the scratching all at once. Because I forgot a little cup to put this in. Because it's pretty wet right now still. Timing is everything with pottery too. So sometimes you just like let it sit for a little bit and stiffen up and then work on another project while you're waiting. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that right now and do my balls. So as you can see, it's scratched on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and put my wiggle wiggle jiggle. I'm gonna go ahead and attach everything and then clean up my edges. So again, you don't have to put feet on these if you don't want to, because it's your piece. I have lots in my house that don't have feet and some that do have feet. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. I use mine a lot for my tea bags because I like my tea kind of weak. And so, but I can usually reuse my tea bag like 2 times or 3 times, depending on the tea brand. You can use them for ring dishes, trinket dishes, chocolate dishes, candy dishes, whatever. Okay, so I go ahead and have my feet now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean my brush with some water and squeeze out any excess water in it because I don't want to put more water on my piece. So I just usually put it in the water, get it clean, and then I usually wipe it on my apron, but for TV's sake. And then so now I'm gonna clean these edges. So by cleaning the edges, you're compressing that clay on, making it a little stronger, and then your finished product is gonna look a lot better. So like you're trying to make the piece look like it's part of it and not just something we slapped on. And again, like just make sure you wiggle, wiggle, jiggle. And I have a little bit of cracking right here, so I'm going to go ahead and smooth that out with my brush. You could do it with your brush or your finger. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a twirlsies. Again, if your clay is stiff enough, you don't need to keep it on the able. I just am because I can. Okay, and then so now I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Take my able off, and voila, you have a cute little heart dish with feet. What do you think? Okay, enjoy.